Welcome back to the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show here on MLB The Show 16. This is episode 20 of the series, and in today's episode you can see we have changed our batting stance and our style a bit back to the baggy pants, at least for a few episodes, as we are using the Caleb Court batting stance, which is a little bit open, a little bit of a wiggle of the bat. Here we are against the Kansas City Royals, as Sweet's going to take this one into the right center field gap that'll roll up against the wall, and Sweet's got himself an easy stand-up double, as the throw will go over to third just in case, but Sweet holds up at second base with a double. So it comes up later on in the game here, 1-for-1 with a double so far. We're in the bottom half of the third, Cleveland up 1-0 over Kansas City. 2-1 count, nobody on. Here comes the pitch, as Sweet takes this one in the right center field gap, almost the same exact spot, and Sweet is once again going to easily just trot over into second base. Throw goes to third yet again, and that's another double for Aldo Sweet, his 24th on the season. So runners on the corners here, he's in the field. Ground ball to Sweet, toss to short, Lindor fires the first, and that's a 4-6-3 tailor-made double play, as that would wrap things up for that game, as the Royals come out on top by a score of 7-5. Aldo goes 2 for 5 on the day with 2 doubles. And then, after that series, we're going to change up our batting stance yet again. Just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't too comfortable. Moving to the Jason Worth stance now. On the road against the White Sox. On the road again. As he's going to toss this one to shortstop. Lindor fires the first, and that's a 4-6-3 double play. Very nice turn there, started by Sweet. And that comes up later on in the game. Top half of the 8th. 0 for 3 on the day. 3-2 count here for Cleveland. 3-2 lead here for Cleveland. 1-1 count. Nobody out, nobody on, as Sweet's going to take this one into the right center field gap. Apparently a go-to spot this episode, as Sweet will trot on over to second base with a stand-up double as the throw comes into the cutoff man. And he picks up, I believe that's his 23rd double on the season. And that would wrap things up for that game, as he goes 1 for 6 in an extra innings game, as the White Sox come out on top by a score of 4-3. And as you will notice, we are going to end this season on a pretty huge slump. Our OBB took a decent dip, so did our average. As you can see, we're coming up here, as Sweet's going to chop this one low in the zone, up the middle, into center field for a single, but it wasn't a pitch I would advise swinging at, and it wasn't a solid contact, so it was just kind of a lucky timing type thing. So that's a single. Comes up later on in the game here on the 8th, with only that one hit on the day so far, but a showtime opportunity, as Sweet's going to take this one into the right center field gap yet again this episode. That's like the 4th time this episode. The runner did not know if it was going to land, so he's only going to be able to go to third base. But Aldo does get himself onto second. No RBI, though, but he does take the extra base hit. As Aldo picks up a multi-hit game, goes 2 for 5. Indians win over the White Sox by a score of 4-2. As he's going back to the high Sox now, changing up his batting stance to Paul Konerko. Just trying to get something we feel comfortable with. As this one's going to be hit up the middle. Sliding play. Fire over to first. What a play by Aldo Sweet. Slides to his right. Gets up on his feet. And fires a strike right to C.J. Cron over at first base. As he comes up in the top half of the 15th inning. With a runner on first. 0-1 count. Nobody out. Here comes the pitch. As he's taking it to where? Oh yeah, right center field. That'll roll up against the wall. Runner will go first to third. He's not stopping there. He's heading home. As Aldo picks up an RBI double. Finally, an RBI double, and yet another double in the right center field gap, as Aldo Sweet is pumped despite going 1 for 7 on the day. Indians come with the victory 7-4 over the Royals here on the road, as now we are back at home in Cleveland. Aldo hitting 176 in his last 8 games here in the bottom half of the first. 0-0, 2-2 count, 2 outs, as Sweet takes it up the middle for a base knock. Aldo Sweet starting off his game with a base hit, trying to get something going, trying to improve the average. And now comes up later on, bottom half of the 8th, 2-1 Cleveland lead over Detroit, 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Nobody on, nobody out, 1-2 count. Here it comes. Showtime opportunity. And Sweet is taking it where? The right center field gap. That's going to bang up against the wall. Sweet's going to head into second base, easily standing up. Another stand-up double for the episode. That was really the only thing that he would do this game, but it came like once every 4 or 5 games. And then he would go hitless in between those games. So he goes 2 for 4 on the day with and the Indians win 2-1. So now in a game against Detroit, 5-0 Detroit lead here, bottom half of the 4th. Runner on first, 1 out, 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. as that's a rocket down the right field line, and it bangs off the foul pole. It's going to be a home run. Aldo Sweet, 2-run shot right off the right field foul pole, as that gives the Indians a 5-2 game. But here in the field, a 6-4-3 double play, turned by Sweet, just tailor-made, as Aldo goes 1 for 4 with that 2-run shot, but he does lose the game 10-2 to Detroit, as that's where we're going to leave things off in this episode, as we are finishing this 2017 season. So Season 2 is in the books, as the Indians do not make the playoffs. They are 78-84 on the season. I believe that was not last. I think the White Sox finished last. We snuck ahead of them at the last, week of the season. And then Aldo has also won AL Rookie of the Year. So Aldo Sweet getting some awards to his name, as he finished the year hitting .247 with 27 bombs and 73 RBI. So he'll definitely take those stats, but he's definitely looking to improve upon the average and the OBP in the 2018 upcoming season, as Aldo will be signing a 1-year, $1,100,000 deal to be an MLB starter with the Cleveland Indians for another year, as he's not eligible for free agency yet because he only has 1 year Major League service time under his name. So he still has a few more years left to go till he can test free agency. But Aldo possibly is going to try to request a trade this year, as the Indians are really not heading in the right directions, as Aldo Sweet will sign that 1 year, $1 million contract, and he is a 98 overall heading into the 2018 season. So with that being said, it's going to wrap things up here. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
You took my body and fled to